Most women will leave when you hit rock bottom and you have to start all over again. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. So, I got this question, dude was like, yo man, what do I think about women that leave guys when they have hard times or lost a job or broke the leg and lost a contract? If you're an athlete or your career, you had a short career in the NFL, or you're an entertainer and your career is over or going downhill. Let's take R. Kelly for example. Forget what you think about R. Kelly. His career is downhill. He don't have the popularity like he used to have. So people are turning on him. And that's usually how that goes. For the most part, it is what it is. You should expect most people to leave if you hit rock bottom and have to start all over again. It's happened to me before. When I was in my 20s, I met all these bunch of people, hanging out all the time. We were like I was going state to state, going to parties, and, all kinds of people. Going to the clubs and going to these events. And I got in some financial problems. Somebody stole all my money that I had, cash, in the apartment that I used to have. And I didn't have any more money left. And at the time, I wasn't working. I was just traveling all the time and selling stuff, trying to make as much money as I could in between to support my travels. And I used to leave money at home in my stash. And somebody hit the stash up when I went there. And at the time, I had a bank account, but I wasn't saving money in my bank account. I had money in my stash. That's where most of my money was at. And when my stash got taken, I'm shit out of luck. I mean, I didn't really know what to do. I was like, wow, yes, I gotta find a job now. Shit. And on top of that, my car got broken in. And now, I don't have no money to pay for the deductible to get my car fixed. At the time was what? $500 I had to pay. I didn't have $500 to get my car fixed. Of course, I could take it to the shop. But when I take it to the shop, when it's time to pay the deductible, I can't even come up with $500. I was like, yo, when it rains, it pours, yo. And the people that I was around, they once they heard about what was going on with me, they kind of was like, all right, man, sorry to hear that. Holla at you. Men and women. I had what? I'm telling you, out of, I was at the time about 40 people that I was talking to and seeing on a regular basis. Man, it was like less than 10 people. That shit went down to like 10 people, yo. And out of those 10 people, I had like 4 people that were still talking to me, that I was still physically seeing. They looked out. I mean, they didn't have much. They couldn't really help me out much. I mean, I could stay with them, you know, hang out with them or whatever while I was going through my struggles. That's what it was at the time. And I can laugh about it now because this is when I was like 26 at the time. So this is over 20 years ago. You know? I can laugh about it now. But it wasn't funny then, boy. You know? I didn't even have gas money. That's how bad it got. I didn't have gas money, yo. Everybody's cut me off. All these girls that claim they love me. Some of them said, "Oh, I want to get married to you." Whatever. Man, when I lost all my money, man, I had 4 people. But those 4 people, I still talk to 3 of them to this day. You know? See, and I never forget when people look out for me. Either. It can be 20, 30 years from now. I'll be like, I still remember what you did 20 years ago. I feel a certain amount of, I don't feel like I owe them, but if I could ever do anything to help them, I wouldn't even second guess them. If they call me right now and say, "Hey, I need $500, I would send it over. I would say, "Hey, what's going on?" They'd tell me what happened. I wouldn't even second guess. I got you, bro. Because I remember what they did 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot to me. See, I don't forget. A lot of people forget what people might have done for them. But they didn't have to do what they did. They didn't have to do it. They could have cut me off like everybody else did. And see, nobody owed me anything back then. They ain't owed me nothing. You know? So I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at nobody. I just didn't like the fact that I spent all the time around people that weren't really down on me like that. That's my fault. I take responsibility for that. I take responsibility for hanging and spending all this time around people that ain't really feeling me like that. That's my fault. It's my life, not theirs. They just happen to be a part of it for a short time. So, this is why a lot of old people used to say, be careful of the company that you keep. Because if something happened to you, don't be surprised if majority of people start leaving. That's just what it is. Most people like being around movers and shakers. They like being around people doing the good times, but not so much the bad times. So if it ever happens to you, don't take it personal. It is what it is. And a lot of times, man, that kind of taught me. Sometimes it's a good thing. That'll, force you to see things for what it is, and not the way you want it to be. So don't be mad if you with a woman and she flakes out and wants to leave you. She might threaten to leave you. If that happens, tell her to kick rocks. Just go out and leave right now. She probably thought about it before. If she threatened to leave you, she just don't have a reason to do it. I mean, she is not confident in herself that she can still catch. If a woman says, "Hey, I'm leaving," she thought about it already anyway, so let her go. You can get another woman that's way better than her. Guaranteed. And 9 times out of 10, a woman that says that threatened to leave, she probably thinks she's better than you anyway. So you probably should just leave her alone anyway. So just keep that in mind. If you hit rock bottom and have to start all over again, don't be surprised if people leave. Don't be surprised if people don't answer your phone calls. Don't be like, hey, I was there for you, and you ain't here for me. That's messed. Nah, I don't even get in all that. People are never, most people are never going to look out. That you might have looked out for them in a certain type of way. Don't expect them to look out for you the same or better. No, it's never gonna. Probably never gonna happen. Or they might not look out for you at all, and they're not obligated to. They're not obligated to. You know, people do things based on how they feel at the time or in the moment. And a lot of times it has to do with you, and a lot of times it has to do with them, or a combination. If they want to be around you more than others, they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna look out for him because I want to get closer to him. So that's about her more than you. You know what I'm saying? They have an agenda, and that's not. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because you scheming. That's all I'm saying. You know. But just don't be surprised of what people do out here. You have to understand human nature, female nature. I wrote about this in my book, Love Can't Wait. Really, my book, Love Can't Wait, is all about female nature. That's what it's really all about, really. You know, and my book, Boss Life Secrets, is all about being a boss, taking your game to the next level. Go cop that. Go cop both of them books. I challenge you. If you read Love Can't Wait 5 to 10 times, you'll never be the same. You never look at relationships the same again. I challenge you. Read it 5 to 10 times and see what happens. You'll have more than enough women than you can handle. Physically handle. I challenge you. So hey, like, share this video. Tell me what you think below. And P.S. and by the way, check out my podcast, Love Can't Wait as well. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.